Welcome to Fresh Start Wellness, where being healthy is easy, fun, simple, and today it's delicious. I'm Mary Beth, your host, and today I want to show you 2 simple recipes that's great for the summer that I love to do during the spring and summer months. So I have asked a guest that was here last week, Laura, and thank you so much for coming back.
You're welcome. Enjoy cooking with you.
Oh, well, we're going to have fun. Today, I had some more questions for Laura about what she does. She does the rootedhere.com, right?
I represent the Rooted Here organization. I'm the food hub coordinator, and basically, simply, because I wasn't able to describe that last time, what I do is connect buyers, wholesale buyers, with farmers. I look for find the ingredients and try to get them to their destination.
Okay, awesome. And I had a lot of people call or ask me questions about, not about this show particularly, but it was about the difference between organic and organically grown is the new thing that everyone's hearing. So is there a difference there as far as organically grown and organic? Like, you know, does organic, if it's USDA organic, but if someone says they're growing it organically, is there a difference, even if they're...
Oh, that's a complicated question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Basically,
just in a simple, what that kind of means.
Basically, in my opinion, the food industry, as any industry does well, have learned how to capitalize on certain terms.
Exactly. And what you mean there is people are making money off the word organic, natural.
And food labels are very complex.
Yes.
They're easily, sometimes not intentionally, but easily deceitful.
Yes.
And it's hard to know actually what you're getting and the process by which it came to you. So that actually brings me back, and we can talk about this a little bit later, in sourcing locally and finding and being able to speak to the person that has grown your food. That makes a lot of difference. But when you're in the supermarket and you see an organic label, that is a very complex and costly process that usually a large-scale farm has gone through to be certified organic. I don't know the exact numbers, I'd have to look at them on a piece of paper, but if you produce over so much quantity in a certain product, you have to be
certified.
You have to be certified organic. And basically what it means is that those which are producing your conventional food are now able to produce, quote, your organic food, because a small farmer, a gardener, is not going to have the financial resources, is not going to have the time, because they're actually farming, is not going to have the time to go through this rigorous organic process. And also, organic does not necessarily mean healthy.
Right. I have seen that.
It does not necessarily mean fresh. Because processed
I've seen organic
food,
on cookies.
right? Well, and sweet is sweet,
right?
But
sugar.
What sort of gets me is when a lot of processed foods are, and they can be. It's not that that it's a lie. It is produced organically, but it's still a processed food.
Right.
So the trend right now, if that's what you're sort of asking about, when you are talking to farmers, sourcing local foods in a farmer's market, really the top quality that you can be looking for is someone that is certified naturally grown. And this is a different type of process, meaning it's not a very bureaucratic, federally regulated process. It's a peer review process between farmers, something that's much more doable for them, is less restrictive, but is much more focused on how the food is actually grown.
Cool.
And a grower, if they are not certified, you're actually organically grown. And for example, when we describe products on our online website, our online farmers market, if you are not certified organic, you can call your product organically grown.
Oh, okay.
That's the terminology there. And then, of course, with meats, with eggs, there's a lot of different terminology, from free range to pasture raised to cage free. Something can be free range and cage free and still be very combined.
Oh, yeah.
Still be cruelly treated, still be nourished improperly and with all kinds of animal byproduct and things like that. They're vegetarian fed. That doesn't mean anything. Really, if you are eating meat, what you need to look for, and it's very hard to find in a supermarket. You need to, the terminology you're looking for is pasture raised, that the animal is actually out on the pasture and not because GMOs are in everything, you know, and not fed a lot of GMO grain. And I highly encourage, if you're going to start somewhere, of course vegetables and fruits, but most people do eat eggs. Buy your eggs locally.
Yes.
I cannot
absolutely.
emphasize that enough.
That'll be something that our community will be able to get through the food hub, right?
Right. And so my history in all this, and I won't go on too much about myself because I don't think everyone wants to know, but I worked in a migrant agricultural program, so seeking out for educational purposes to provide educational services, migrant workers, and I got a under the cover, backdoor, inside view of commercial agriculture.
Yeah.
And what was going on, and it is absolutely mind-boggling.
I haven't actually seen it, but I've seen these movies that I have brought to kind of let you know if you're interested in knowing more about what she's talking about, as far as how the animals are treated and how our food is grown. There's one here called Food Inc., and it's a great movie. I actually think they showed this at our high school, and here in Warren County. It was a couple years ago because my son came home and saw this and immediately wanted to change his diet after seeing this. So, you know, it was an eye-opener for him. But the movie that actually changed my life 8 years ago was this movie right here, and it's called Eating, the 3rd edition. And it's real similar to this, but it basically talks about how chronic disease, you can lessen the symptoms, and prevention is so much better, and your prognosis is so much better if you do have chronic disease just by your diet. And then my favorite one, I don't know if you've seen this one.
Not yet.
Forks Over Knives. It's another one that is just an amazing documentary. Has doctors all over the world that has proven how diet can help prevent and lessen symptoms of chronic disease. Blood pressure.
Live a healthier life.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Enjoy your life more. Just feel better.
And there's also a new one out called Plant Pure Nation. It was just released, I think. So it's a really good documentary also. But
yeah, and I do want to mention also, you know, when I had seen what I had saw, right around that time, that's when Food Inc. came out also.
So you've seen that one too?
Yes, many times. Also, a book by Michael Pollan, who a lot of people know about these days, but might be new to some viewers.
Yes.
A book called The Omnivore's Dilemma, and that was really what was a catalyst for me to change what I was doing. And so where I was at that point, and this might be, your viewers might be able to relate, is I knew what was going on and what I didn't want. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't know how to get there. I didn't know, and I was very overwhelmed about how to
just get started.
Yeah, how to just get started. And I remember in the Omnivore's Dilemma, I think there's a workbook also that came out after that, but he gave a lot of tips concerning these things. And the one thing that really stuck to my head was to start talking to farmers, to start talking to people you know that grow food. And that, I think, is the biggest thing. I didn't even know how to start that conversation.
Right.
And I had no idea the wealth of things I would figure out and how I would be able to source my own food after, you know, getting to know them more.
Yeah. Well, it took me, you know, when I first started doing this, it was not easy. And you know, there was no one around to really show me what to do. So I just went on the internet, you know, and searched a lot of stuff. And I was the weird juice lady in town. But it's amazing how the community they're starting to accept this, because you know, my viewers are seeing that, hey, we're feeling better because we're eating better. So today's show is all about, you know, with the summer months coming on, we are going to fix a salad and also prepare some cucumber sliders. Yes, I said cucumber sliders. So it's actually, there's no meat. but it's made with cucumbers, and it's a very easy recipe, and we're going to show you how to do that. So, and we can talk while we do this
Okay,
too.
awesome.
So,
Let's get our gloves on.
Yeah, wear our gloves.
Start cooking something.
So it's interesting how when you read a book and you see how food is really treated before we get it, it's an eye opener.
Very much so.
It changes your career. Changed mine. Changed my whole life.
And it led me to my career.
Yeah,
because
mine
I
too.
learned how to do it for myself, and then now, and that's where Food Hub or a farmer's market that's run the way ours can help a consumer, because we do sort of that work for the consumer.
I'm going to move these out of the way just so people can see what we're doing.
Tell me what to do.
All right, we're going to do a salad first, and this is a spring salad. It's a strawberry spring salad, and what you do is you first start out with greens. You can have any greens, and I've chose just a mixture of spinach and kale and romaine, and you can chop it up if you don't want it as big as what I have it here, just in a bowl, and we'll just put that to the side for now. Are you good with the knife?
Sure, of course.
All right, we're going to start with some strawberries. Let's see. Move these out.
I love to eat, so I have to know how to cook it.
Me too. And the good thing about this lifestyle, as far as eating fresh fruits and vegetables all the time, is you can just go in the produce department and eat anything there you want. All the nuts and seeds are fine. So you can just make a huge salad this time of year. And our bodies are very, very seasonal, so that's why we crave more salads in the spring and summer. Because our bodies want to stay cooler. So in the winter, we crave heavier foods to keep warm. So it's almost over. We're almost to spring. So I usually take about 3 strawberries, and what I do is I cut the caps off of that, and then I do small slices. And you're going to take about 3 strawberries is all it's going to take. But if you want more, it's quite all right. You can do as many as you like, but I usually use about 3 or 4 strawberries.
Not used to working with gloves.
Yeah.
Cooking with gloves. I promise my knife skills are better than this.
Oh, you're good. And I like an orange. So if you like orange and you don't have any allergies or anything or any medications that this might interfere with, you're just going to peel just a regular orange.
Where are we putting all these?
We're going to put it on the salad. So we're just going to sprinkle the salad. Okay, I'll push this back just over there for a minute so they can. All right, in the orange, we're going to cut it up just like in halves. So when we pull it apart,
segment it.
Yes.
And then cut each segment in half.
So this salad, you're going to get your vitamin C, you're going to get protein from your greens, you're going to get magnesium, even calcium from the greens. So it's amazing what greens do have in them that we don't even think about. Okay, perfect.
And just sprinkle them.
Yes.
Can't see that.
Yeah,
Just the other one or no?
I think that's good actually. So it's already starting to look pretty. We're just going to put that right there. Next is the apples. I already started a few. So we're just going to chop up a few apples. And about half an apple is all you're going to need. And
there we go. Okay, turn the other apples and then add them.
I'm just going to sprinkle them around. And it smells so good. Perfect. And then I love raspberries, and raspberries, they're delicious. So you're just going to take a few, maybe a handful, and just kind of put them about like that. See how pretty that is? We're going to set that there. All right, and for your dressing, you're going to need a blender. And it doesn't have to be a big high-powered one. It can just be just a normal blender. So what you're going to do is you're going to have olive oil, and it's about 1/4 of a cup. And some red wine vinegar. And it's about 3 tablespoons. And this is going to give it a nice kick. A little bit of salt if you want salt. You do not have to put salt in it, so I am not putting salt, but I am putting some ground mustard. And it is half a teaspoon. And I don't know if that was good.
You know what half a teaspoon is in cooking off, so we'll say half a teaspoon and just throw half.
Just take my word, it was half a teaspoon,
Right.
okay? All right, and then we're going to add a little bit of poppy seed. Again, half a teaspoon. And sugar. And this is an organic sugar, or you can use a raw sugar, honey, maple syrup, but at the time all I had was the organic sugar.
There's a good example, because something that is the least processed, you can usually tell by the color.
Right, and you can see it's not white.
Should not be white.
It is
coarser.
It's very coarse compared to the sugar that we're used to, the refined sugars that we're used to cooking with. All right, I'm going to put a little bit more olive oil in here. All right, and then the rest of the strawberries. And there is probably, I'm going to use about 5 medium-sized strawberries. And a handful of these fabulous raspberries.
Enjoy raspberries while you can get them, especially if they're fresh and local. It's a short season.
Yes, it's a very short season.
They're very delicate.
All right, this is going to be loud. All right, so you're going to do that for about 30 seconds, maybe to a minute, to smooth. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's so pretty. Did you see it?
I love how you've added the fruit component into the dressing as well as the salad.
All right, so I'm just,
Full flavor.
how are we going to do this? I'm just going to pour it here so people can see how beautiful it is.
And that's probably a dressing that should be added just right before the salad.
Yes,
is
yes. And usually right before I like the salad, I will put this on the salad first, and then I will sprinkle some sliced almonds. And
Right, and there's really nothing like hand mixing as well.
that's true. And we may do that
Okay.
before we eat this. Okay, that looks so pretty. So now that we have these left
Hand
over,
tossing.
yeah, go ahead and so pretty. All right. Okay, you ready to do some cucumber sliders? But this next recipe, again, is very, very easy. You're going to take a regular cucumber and you're going to just slice it, just like
What's the thickness that you're looking for?
about what you're doing.
You can say about half an inch?
Yeah, about half an inch. I was
So
trying
that
to figure out how
it
far that
holds.
was. Yes, I'm going to grab this apple out of your way.
So that's easier to manage and to eat. Yes, ma'am. Which one?
I'm going to grab this plate. Okay,
Is that enough? Or would you like to?
let's go ahead and do the whole cucumber. Let's see how many.
Oh, I see where you're going.
All right, let's go ahead and do this one, and that's going to be the top part.
And tell us about the filling or what you're putting.
Okay, the filling that I have today is one of my favorites. It is a mock or a fake tuna salad. And what it's made with is with chickpeas. And basically I just went and got a little bag of chickpeas, cooked them just according to instructions. And then once they're done, you drain them, of course. You put them in your food processor with a little bit of veganaise or mayonnaise, just whichever you prefer, and relish and onion and celery. And it tastes exactly like tuna fish, but you can use tuna fish if you prefer. It's perfectly fine for people that eat meat. Chicken salad, avocado is even okay if you want to just make it just a complete all veggies, and it's very pretty with avocado.
Right, and I think one of the points here is to replace all the carbs.
Yes.
Right, to replace
with healthy
bread.
carbs, yes. All right, so what we're gonna do next is, I'm gonna use this other spoon. Oh, we're gonna do a tomato. We can
How
just
would you
put
like
those
those? Thin?
Those would be thin. And what she's using here is a Roma tomato. I've got one right here. See that? And Roma tomatoes are a little bit smaller than our regular tomatoes, but perfect for this particular recipe.
Meatier. Mm-hmm. They hold well
Perfect.
together.
While she's doing that, I'm going to put some of the tuna salad on here. And again, this is just something that I made, and you can use anything that you like. If you want real tuna fish, that's perfectly fine. That's so pretty. Okay,
And then we're going to top with the tomatoes?
top with the tomato.
Let's do this.
There you go.
So it is a proper sandwich.
And I've taken this to like parties,
Great idea.
and it's a great appetizer, you know, before a big meal. And a lot of people will not, if you do the fake tuna or the fake chicken, no one will know, because the cucumber kind of hides the chickpea texture.
Little short.
Okay, I got another one right here.
All right. This looks delicious.
Here's something of mine.
And these are things that, of course, now getting into spring and then wonderful summer,
I'm going to go through the top.
that will be available with your local farmers, with your local farmers market, you know, through a food hub. And so I did want to give some tips when you are speaking, maybe with a farmer or a grower at the farmers market. Ask them how they amend their soil, so how they add nutrition to their soil, and how they control disease and pests. And those two answers are going to give you the information you need to know and let you judge if that's the type of food you want to be eating. Because when you're speaking to someone, you're also able to tell if they're being honest with you.
Right.
If they have a quick reply or no reply. Usually a real farmer is very passionate when they're speaking about these things. And what you're going to find, you are going to find that in a lot of farmers markets, and you can ask the farmers market manager the rules of the farmers market, if it's a grower only market or if it's a market that has a certain radius, meaning that they allow people to resell products. And the more the products are resold, the less that the person that you're speaking to knows about them.
Right.
And it still might be a good product, but you know, you might want to get it directly from a farmer. So speaking with them, you get an idea of those things. And what you're also going to find is a lot of farmers at farmers markets are producing organic food. They might not even know what organic food is. That's the way they've been doing it. That's the way their generations before them did it. They'll give you answers like, I don't put sprays on my things. That costs me money. You know, and then by default, you're getting an organic, locally grown, fresh product.
Awesome. Well, here's our recipes again for today is the cucumber sliders. And that is cucumber, tuna salad, or chicken salad of your choice, or just produce, avocado, tomato, salt and pepper if you choose, and then the strawberry, raspberry, spring, summer salad, along with the strawberry, raspberry, and poppy seed dressing. All right.
All right. And what this also makes me think of is where I really think that food trends will go and what science will start to prove and will be researched is the energy of food. I'm also a certified yoga teacher, and the science of yoga speaks a lot about prana and the energy of things and of beings that could be within yourself, that can also be with food.
Right.
So if something is fresh, the freshest thing is you have picked it right off the tree. And you need to start to think about how long have these things been stored? When were they taken off the vine? When were they picked? You know, just think about it. If something was picked immature,
right,
and transported a long distance and stored for a long time, even though it looks like and is, quote, a fruit and a vegetable, what it's been through? Yeah, what is the nutritional value once you're actually ingesting it? So this is very fresh, and that's what it makes.
And it's very pretty,
very pranic. Well, let's serve. I need something.
Let's do. Well, I'll tell you what, we're about out of time, so we're going to do our traditional toast, and today we're doing a carrot apple juice with some coriander, which is kind of like cilantro, kind of spicy. Very good for getting heavy metals out of your system. So if you've been on antibiotics or anything, you know, anyway, anytime through your life, you have the heavy metals in your blood or in your liver. They store. So this kind of helps detox heavy metals out of your liver. All right. Thank you so much for coming back and cooking with us, or with me, and the viewers. I'm sure loved more information about what you do, because I certainly am so happy to be with the Food Hub. And
connect with your local farmers market. Go to picktennesseeproducts.org. There's a lot of links, and they even have an app that can connect you directly with growers.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's show. And here's to a healthier you.
It's right, delicious.